In today's video, I am going to be breaking down what an STS basketball play is. An STS is a screener basketball play, and it's actually very useful to be able to work with different matchups and, of course, mismatches. So let's get down and let's check this out. But really quickly, if you want the complete guide to the 5-out offense, or if you want the Horns basketball playbook that I have for high school teams, make sure to go check out the links down in the description below. Now let's get down and let's check out what an STS play is and how useful it can be. So basically, let's say we want player 3 to be the one who screens player 1. Well, a very good way to be able to really mess with other teams is to do what's called an STS, a screen the screener. So for example, player 4 sets the screen for player 3, and then at this time, player 3 will set a screen for player 1. Basically, we are screening the screener, which will give us a mismatch for player 1. So here is a very good example of an STS play. If we were to have player 4 set a screen on player 3, let's say player 3 has a defender and let's say player 4 has a defender. Player 4 sets that screen and let's say they call switch. Well, now we have a slight mismatch here, but generally not that massive. Now let's say player 1 has his defender himself. Player 5 has now cleared out because that's part of this play. We now have player 3 who sets the screen on player 1, and because player 4 has already switched, he is most likely going to switch yet again. Now, we have two mismatches here that are massively drastic. Player 4 will then clear out, and we're going to have the speed advantage of player 1 to get to that rim, and we're going to have the size advantage of player 3 as well, cutting to the rim or rolling to the rim. So let's say player 1 attacks right here. Player 3 rolls off, size advantage, hit the screen, hit the roll man, and of course, you guys score. The other option is player 1 takes the ball straight to the rim himself because he has a massive speed advantage on player 4. And if there was a massive speed advantage on player 3 as well, now you've got two players who may not be fast enough to cut this drive off. And if they do, we can now kick that ball out and get a potential 3-point shot. Now, while screens are usually there and done and set for mismatches as I just showed you, what an STS really does is it just adds a layer of confusion so that it's a lot harder for teams to be able to guard. Now, I am a massive fan of the 5-out offense. There's a reason why I've done the complete guide to the 5-out offense down in the description below because I absolutely love the offense. So a really cool, very complex STS play that you can run is almost like a zoom action style play where player 4 will head down for that pin down screen on player 3. At this time, player 1 is going to dribble closer to the high post and player 3 is going to do a dribble handoff with player 1. At this time, we're going to be having player 5 set a pin down screen for player 2 who's going to be using that screen, and when he comes off of this screen, and player 3 gets that dribble handoff, now player 2 is going to be setting a screen for player 3. Player 5 is going to clear out. Player 1 is going to head down and set a screen for player 4. Now, we have a screen here. We have a screen here. Player 4 pops up. Player 3 uses this screen. Player 2 rolls. At this time, we have a lot of different options. We can kick it out to player 4. We can hit player 2 who's rolling. We can hit player 1, or we can attack the rim ourselves, or we can kick the ball out to player 5. Now, this is a very complex play, but it works extremely well. An STS basketball play in the 5-out offense, if you wanted to go basic, would be like this, where we would have player 4 and 5 set these pin down screens for players 2 and 3. After all these two screens, we could have player 3 and 2 pop up, lift, and set a screen for player 1. Player 4 and 5 can clear. Player 1 makes the decision, I want to go left or right. If he goes left, player 3 rolls, player 2 pops, and then player 1 has multiple options. Player 1 can attack the rim, he can pass to player 3, He can pass to player 5. He can attack the rim, kick the ball out to player 4. There's so many different options in this play alone that it can be massively beneficial to be able to run. I hope that these plays and this strategy helps your team win more games. If it does, hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure to go check out my Horns Offense playbook and also my complete guide to the 5-out basketball plays down in the description below. Those are two fantastic options that you can get to help your team win more games.